Hi, welcome to English 114 this week. We're going to be talking about memos. Memos are the shortest form of business correspondence, and they have 4 headings at the top. They have the person to whom you are writing, so that would be to. The person from whom it is being sent, that would be you. And a subject line, which is the topic of your memo, and really we should only do one topic per memo. And then there's a date line, which is the date that you would be sending the memo. So after you complete your headings for the top, it's important that you align the text of those headings, so that the easiest way to do it is to tab over so that everything lines up properly. There are examples of memos in your textbook, and you can refer to them. The basic typical memo format is shown in figure 8.8 on page 286, so that's something that you can look at and see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about lining it up. Also, you can view other samples of memos from the book, but lining the text up so that they're all even makes it so much easier to read, and that's one of our goals of page design, is that it's easy to read. Okay, so once you get your headings lined up and everything is looking good, you're ready to begin your paragraphs. Now, in a business document like a memo, and even in a business letter, which we'll get to next week, but in a memo, the correct line spacing is to single line space within paragraphs and skip a line between paragraphs, double line space between. So unlike MLA format for your essays where everything's double line space, in business writing we single line space within the paragraphs and skip a line between paragraphs. Now, these are short memos that you'll be doing. You can have a memo that just has one paragraph, and then you don't have to worry about skipping lines. But if you should go for more than one paragraph, then you would definitely need to skip a line between paragraphs. Everything would be full block format, which means everything lines up with the left margin, and you don't indent. So again, this is something that's a little different from MLA format, where we indent the first line of a paragraph. We do not do that in technical business writing format, so just skip a line to show that you're in a different paragraph. The assignment this week is coming from chapters 8 and chapter 9. Chapter 8 covers the memo format, and you can, as I said, 286 figure 8.8 is where you'll see an example of a memo. But there's also information that is important from chapter 9, which talks about the difference between regular routine messages and sensitive messages. And so you're going to be writing 2 memos this week, one which is a regular routine message, and then one which is a sensitive message. And so the routine memo you'll be doing is on page 295 in your text. It's number 1, assignment number 1. And the sensitive memo is on page 296 in your text, number 5. The difference in a regular message and a sensitive message would be if I'm just going to give you information about, say, a meeting that I need you to attend. And I would give you the vital information, but I can just present that information quickly and as soon as possible in the memo. But when I have something that is sensitive, something that might be negative, or something that might be a little bit harder to receive. There's a psychological way to present that kind of information. And so that's what Chapter 9 goes over for you. Remember when we were doing the very first sales poster assignment? I just finished looking at those, and I really enjoyed them. I read about everything from pet sitting to babysitting to yard maintenance to Eastern medical healing to well, just lots of things. It was very interesting. Wedding, party planners, and all kinds of things. So they were very interesting to go through, and you followed what I had simplified for you as an ABC format. The ABC format is your introduction material in your A, your body material in your B, and your conclusion in your C. And so there is an ABC format for this sensitive type of message. In the A part of the sensitive type message, you'll want to have your something that sort of cushions or gives a positive message to begin with. And so this is just good life advice too. If you're getting ready to give someone a negative message, you don't want to just come at them full force, head on, and blurt the negative message out. You want to cushion it first. Like a teacher would not go into a classroom, and a good teacher would not go into a classroom and start blasting the students for doing a poor job of the assignment. A good teacher would start with, well, you had some very good ideas in your essay, but they all need a bit more work. So we're going to spend some time working on what you need to improve. And so any kind of sensitive message like that, negative message, something that might give somebody pause before they hear it, psychologically we work better if we can just hear something positive first. If we hear the negative first, it makes us defensive, and sometimes we don't hear. My son used to say when he was growing up, when I would be fussing at him for something, he would say he was trying not to hear that. And that's exactly what happens sometimes when we're delivering a negative message. So it's good parenting advice, it's good business advice to always cushion with something positive first, and then before you deliver the sensitive information. Now you want to give all the information that is applicable in the sensitive part, so you don't want to be wishy-washy about it. You don't want to leave anything unsaid, but you want to do it as briefly as possible. It's just like, again, a parenting thing, because I've done it. Children don't come with textbooks telling you how to best operate them. And now that they're grown, I learned a few things over the years. And if I were to start before I approach them about something negative with something positive, they're more likely, and in a normal, polite tone, they're more likely to hear me than if I go at them raging and fussing. And so the same thing happens with everything. If you have something negative to say to someone, find something nice to say first. For instance, what if in the business world I have to tell you that you're not accepted for a job that you've applied for? Well, I wouldn't just blurt out, dear Ms. Smith, you have not been accepted for this job. Good luck in your future. It's too sensitive to do that. And so good business practice is to say, thank you so much for your interest in our company. We appreciate your time in the interview. However, we have already filled the position. We'll keep your information on file, and if we have another opening, we'll be back in touch with you. And so I have told her she didn't get the job, but I have not said it in a direct, aggressive manner. I've said it in a more sensitive way. So keep that in mind when you're doing the sensitive memo part of the assignment. So that's your assignment this week. 2 memos. The 4 headings at the top, single line space the paragraphs, skip a line between paragraphs if you have more than one paragraph, and if you will save your documents and then submit them on the link on the Moodle page, for the Turnitin link. That would be the way to submit your assignments this week. Okay, well, have a great week, and let me know if I can help you in any way.